Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast. We're talking news from this week, including a new Lego Nintendo set, some more rumors around the Switch 2, and some delays for games. We're going to be talking a little bit of everything here tonight. And to join me for this episode, since Micah is still out on vacation, I have got Seth, aka $2 Hero, from All In, a Nintendo podcast, from Nintendo Drive, so Carpool Gaming, All In Media, the man, the myth, the legend. Seth is here. Seth, are you ready to jump on in to the news?
Yup.
All right, let's cue that intro music. Well, greetings, fellow Nintendo pals. Welcome back for another episode of the Nintendo Pals Podcast, the show all about Nintendo and friendship. And speaking of friendship, I'm joined by one of my longtime internet pals. It's Seth. Seth, how are you, man?
Hey, bud. Doing great, dude. Good to be here with you. Good to see you. It's does my heart and soul well to be hanging out with you tonight. Talk about a little Nintendo news. Looking forward to it.
I'm excited to have you on. It's been a hot minute. It's you, Tim, and our buddy Eli are the most decorated with most guest appearances on Nintendo Pals Podcast, but it's still been a bit.
Let's go. Let's go.
So,
I think same for you, actually. I think you and Tim are both you and Micah and / Tim are both very, in terms of the All In podcast, it's up there too.
Yeah, I get to come on a lot because as everybody knows, I live under Seth's desk.
That's right. He just had to escape.
But we're gonna be talking some Nintendo news, so let's just jump on into it. So first off, the big news, big-ish news this week is that starting in early April of 2024, online play and other functionality that uses online communication will end service for the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. Seth, how do you feel about this? Are you surprised by this, first off?
No, not surprised. I mean, the eShops closed in late March of this year. These systems are old. I mean, these systems have, been around for a long time. This is just the way things kind of go when we talk about, online services. This was always going to happen. It's unfortunate, especially you and I have a mutual love of Kid Icarus Uprising. That for me, I'm like, dang, I can't just play Kid Icarus Uprising online anymore. That's kind of rough. I'm going to miss that.
Until they remake it. Sakurai, I'm coming for you if you don't.
Yes. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on it, but there are a few games where a significant portion of them. I mean, there are people who still play Smash 3DS and Wii U, and Splatoon 1 still has a fairly active, player base, and they're not going to be able to play anymore. Games like Federation Force and Triforce Heroes can't play those online anymore. So, I mean, it's cool that there's certain things like Street Pass still works. Pokemon Bank, they said, is still going to be active for the foreseeable future, but
they were kind of wishy-washy on how Pokemon Bank was going to work.
Yeah.
But they're like, don't panic, but also please transfer everything at your earliest convenience.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead, you might as well go ahead and do it. Nintendo Badge Arcade is also going away. I've always had a soft spot for that, so... It's it's sad, but it's one of those things this was always going to happen,
Yeah.
The day was going to come.
It still feels early to me because it's just one generation back. But at the same time, this has been a long console life cycle for the Nintendo Switch. And it really has. But this is also kind of the first time that Nintendo's really had a dedicated online service. The Wii did, sort of, but it did not have games built around online functionality like Splatoon. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of a sad look into the future, I think, of the gaming industry as a whole. And we're just gonna see, like, enjoy these moments now, because a lot of these things are just not gonna be there. They're just not.
Yeah.
And in Nintendo's case, it's not like some of these other games and more obscure titles out there where fans will put up like proxy servers so that you can still, they kind of keep the game alive in their small private communities. Nintendo will shut any of that down right away. So that is not going to be.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Not going to be nearly as
we'll see.
Prominent of a thing, I think. But anyway, let's.
And it's. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, let's move on. But if you got any other thoughts.
Sure. No, I was just gonna say, like, I saw there were some people who were kind of like floating that around. Like, there's some people who are saying, like, let's try to figure this out and whatever. I don't know. The Nintendo probably will put the band hammer on it. I'll just quickly say too, my co-host on All In, Eric, he made the point that, like, because you're right, like, this stuff, we're not gonna get less online reliant as time goes on, right?
Yeah.
And he made the point that, like, maybe this is just them sort of like saying, hey, like, this was kind of the early days of Nintendo Online, we're killing it, and we're moving those resources into the future for hopefully a deeper, sort of like better online infrastructure that is more future proof for Switch 2 or whatever. So hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We can hope. Well, you want to hit us with our next news item here, Seth?
Sure, yeah. Next thing we got here is you can swap between newly arranged music and the original SNES soundtrack for Super Mario RPG for Nintendo Switch. I'm excited about that. The soundtrack is, for my money, the best part about that game. Yoko Shimomura's soundtrack is incredible. It's great.
Yeah, and this is like kind of common practice now for a lot of remakes where they give this as an option, and I am all for more options in games like this. So I'm excited because I think the newly arranged music is going to be absolutely incredible, but the original stuff also slaps. It's good stuff. So not much.
It should be standard practice.
It should be. It should be. Any remakes should have the option. Well, not much else to talk about there. And speaking of not much else to talk about, I don't really have too many thoughts on this next news item here, but Batman Arkham Trilogy has been delayed on Switch until December 1st. So I think that was supposed to come out either this month,
like next week, like the 13th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming early. But hey, needs more time to cook. Give him more time to cook. Yeah.
Yep. Let it cook. Absolutely.
We don't need another Mortal Kombat 1 on Nintendo
and that's
Switch.
Exactly what it is, dude. That's exactly what it is. They're like, hey, any like high profile Switch port post Mortal Kombat 1 is now under the microscope. Let's make sure we got, we have crossed our T's, we've dotted our I's. Let's make sure before we put this out. So, and it's honestly too, December 1st is a way less crowded release window too. They'll sell better on December 1st than they would have on October 13th.
That's true. That is true. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Well, the next news item here, if you want to hit us with this one. This is big.
Yeah.
This is the real big news item. I know we were talking about online play. That's a bummer. Let's talk about the real happy news.
The real news, and it really was just like a little teaser, but like dropped like just randomly on Twitter. Hey, guess what? We're doing Lego Animal Crossing. This is a thing. We got all these little, and it looks like it's not even gonna be like, the Super Mario Lego collab has been cool and great. I have a lot of it, but like those were like play sets. Like they're meant to be played with. They're for like kids to play with. These look like they are in line with the normal Lego minifigs, which gives me hope that this is going to be like kind of more adult oriented, like dioramas and stuff. Again, brief tease. We didn't see much beyond just some of the characters, your Tom Nook, your Isabelle, your Cap'n, a few of the villagers. My boy Marshall confirmed, which makes me happy. I can't wait for this, dude.
Yeah. We had the comments in the Discord on this one. Spider-Shan said, "Hey, is anyone else worried that this collaboration will amount to nothing but blind packs for the villagers?" and
No.
there, I think that would be quite the moneymaker for stuff. It's like,
They probably will do that,
Yeah,
but I think it'll be more than that.
yes, it's for sure going to be more than that. As Purple Riolu in the Discord said that they did announce that there will be sets, but we just don't know what. And there's like a chart that she shared. I'm not sure where this information was pulled from, but
It's like a leak. Yeah, Barry shared it with me too. It's like a leaked like chart supposedly. Yeah.
yeah. So this piece here, there's 170 pieces for $15, ranging from that all the way up to a 535 piece set for $75, which
Yeah.
first off, that seems a little
Honestly?
cheap for Lego.
I was just going to say that. That is shockingly reasonable.
A pretty low price.
This implies that you could get everything for under $200. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Either way, it's very cool. I'm very excited. This feels so weirdly timed. I understand that Nintendo is treating Animal Crossing now as kind of an evergreen IP, in the same way that like Mario can release a movie, can release toys at any time. But it feels weird to be so late after New Horizons, right? And I said this for another collaboration they did, where I was like, "Oh no, it's the new bundles, the new Switch Lite bundle with the game." It's like, why are you doing this now? This is so late. This is so much later than like, because that was 2020, and we're now at the end of 2023. So nearly 4 years later that the Lego sets are coming in. It's like, if they had timed things better, I feel like, holy cow, this stuff would have sold like crazy.
I think this is all why. I think like what you just said, like I think they know that they're kind of in the end of life, and they know that there are going to be people who come into the holiday season, who come into this last year, 2 years, whatever of Switch, who are still not, they want to keep selling Animal Crossing. They want to keep selling, because if they sell you Animal Crossing, then they might sell you the expansion pack too. If they, they're doing, there's a collab that starts like, I don't know when this goes live, but on the 7th, there's like the Seattle Aquarium has like an Animal Crossing event.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, those Switch lights, like you mentioned, are going to be out there at like Targets or whatever. So like they're trying to drive like, hey, can we get a little more movement at the end of the Switch's life? Can we get a little more movement on Animal Crossing, dump a little bit of extra money into it, drum up a little excitement? And we saw people in our community after this announcement who were like, I got the itch again. Like, I'm going to start a new island and everything. And like, it works, I guess, man. Like this is what it's all about. It's cross promotion.
Yeah, I guess this is where it's going. And I think I have high hopes and predictions that we will see an Animal Crossing very early in the next system.
I think so too.
Yeah, in the next system's release and life cycle. It exploded in a way, and Nintendo has had the time to work on the next game and develop it to be an early launch title, I think.
I think so too. I predicted like on my show, like I think within the first year of Switch 2, we get a new Animal Crossing.
Yeah, imagine a launch title with Animal Crossing. I mean,
that'd be sick.
It would
be crazy.
It would guarantee success for the next system. Like, it doesn't even have to be a good Animal Crossing game. It really doesn't. It can just be New Horizons Deluxe or whatever, and people will get it. For
you got all these fans now.
Yeah.
All these Animal Crossing, all these new Animal Crossing fans. Like New Horizons, the explosion of popularity of New Horizons has guaranteed that this stuff will do well.
Yeah. It's sold better than Mario, with the exception of Mario Kart. But guess who's in Mario Kart? Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing Villagers are in Mario Kart. So the two best selling games feature characters from, and one is Animal Crossing. The other one features characters from Animal Crossing. It's wild. That's wild and super cool.
Outsold Pokemon. Like, people underestimate how big Animal Crossing is now. It wasn't always this way, but it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Lego Animal Crossing. I will definitely keep my eye out for this, and
Let's go.
I'm just all right. Now we're just waiting on you, Zelda. Let's get a Zelda Lego. That's what I'm holding my rupees for.
It'll come. Yeah, it's gonna come. I am confident they're gonna do that.
Well, well. Speaking of holding rupees, our next news item here. Hey, if you have some extra silver coins to spend on the My Nintendo Rewards shop, a new My Nintendo reward for Detective Pikachu is dropping. It is a cup cozy.
Looks cute.
It does.
Yeah. I don't know, like, but why announce it if it wasn't available now? Like, why say this is coming? Just make it like, just hold off until it's available. I don't understand.
Because the game came out, I guess they were just like, let's get it out while the game's hot. I don't know. Which, while the game's hot, the game isn't reviewing too hot, as you and I have already discussed.
I know, Andros. You don't gotta rub it in. Yeah, no, it's
bummed,
it's lost us some
honestly.
points. It's lost us some points.
I am bummed. I am honestly bummed because I want Detective Pikachu to be a cool and good IP because I want another movie, which is in development, right?
Oh, you'll get another movie. Yeah.
But
yeah.
When your game's not really living up to the hype, I feel like that kind of kills the vibes a bit of the IP.
I'm gonna see for myself. Because you know what? The first Detective Pikachu didn't like light the world on fire with reviews either. A lot of like 7s out of 10 and stuff. I kind of expected this would be around about the same. I was like, even for Fantasy League, I was like, if we get just a few points off of this, I just want to vote Detective Pikachu. I love that first game. And, you know, I'm looking forward to playing this new one for myself. I'm waiting on my copy to come in. My shipment keeps I'm getting it on like Tuesday now. It's annoying. But I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get it shipped. I
hate it.
It's annoying. But yeah, I am eyeballing this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up just due to time constraints, but yeah, I want it to do well. I want it to be good. Minus for the Critic League. It's like the only instance. What a weird.
It worked out. It worked out for you.
What a weird feeling to be excited when a game isn't doing well. Like, I feel evil.
Yes.
I feel like the villain. Well,
we'll see, dude. Because we're 2 weeks from now. We got Mario Wonder. We're gonna do well on that. I'm happy with that.
I think so.
But I got a big gap to close though. Otherwise, I'll be playing Room in the Night Sky. So
while dressed up as French maids or something.
I guess. Yeah. Whatever. They wind up telling me to dress up as, dude. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, for those that aren't in the know, Seth and I and our podcasts really are going head to head in a fantasy critic league. It's super fun. If you aren't a part of our discords and the discussion going on around those, hey, join up. Links to those will be in the description.
Yes.
With that, the last thing we have to talk about here is a rumor. Some of the rumor Pikmin sent out. We send them out every week. The rumor Pikmin bring us back random rumors, and this one is the same one. They bring it to us every week. Switch 2. So a leaker by the username of Soldier Delta revealed that the new Nintendo console, whose internal name is NG, is targeted for a September 2024 release, precisely on the 24th. So September 24th of 24. Got all that. The console, however, may also be released during November of 2024. Apparently, there is a backup date, depending. So they get a kind of a window there that they can fill in. An interesting leak. And then additionally, according to this leaker, there will be 2 models available at launch: a standard model for $499 and a digital only for $400. So have you seen much on this? And give me your thoughts, Seth. You've got looks. You've got thoughts.
The brows are furrowed. The brows are furrowed, Andros. It's to me, I saw this come through. I think it is like whenever the Switch 2 is launching, if it is, I mean, these are like good guesses. This is pretty safe, I feel like, ultimately. But it does, like, some of the things that are red flags for me is like this early, they're gonna have, if it's internal marketing materials or whatever, they're not gonna have a precise date locked in already this early, September 24th, let's go. And then if they did, they wouldn't also be having like a baked in, but it could slip, like, placeholder thing. Like, that just makes no sense to me. The two models thing, like, that I could sort of see, it's worked well for Xbox and PlayStation. It could be a way to keep like their price a little bit more competitive. However, unlike Xbox and PlayStation, I don't know that like it costs Nintendo $100 to put a cartridge slot on a Switch, like, versus just having it as a digital only thing. Like, the thing is with Xbox and PlayStation, yes, you have to like have a big old like disk drive that is installed on a hardware level, and when you don't have that, you can pass those savings along to the customer. And I don't know that Nintendo has those concerns. I don't think it's like that big of a deal to throw a cartridge slot on. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like, I don't think it's like $100 difference.
No,
to
it really isn't. You know what I would like to see, Seth, is I would like to see them go back to SNES cartridge size.
Right.
Let's just get a big old
just make
block,
them huge,
and we spend a lot of money on just wasted plastic. And we imagine that slotting into the back of your Switch. It takes up as much.
Make
of
it backwards
space.
compatible. Yeah,
I love it.
But you play Plock on Switch too.
I think I'm definitely starting to. There's a lot of rumors being circulated around, right? And I'm definitely starting to buy in more to the idea of 2024. But I'm sticking to my guns for 2025. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
That was what I originally said. And when it comes earlier, I'll be pleasantly surprised. But if it comes in 2025,
that's the way to be.
Everybody else will be disappointed that was expecting it next year. But I will be right. And that's the way. That's the way. This is the way.
That's the way to be.
To be excited.
That's the way to be, dude.
And we're going to be seeing leakers coming out. Leakers. And supposed, like, insider information stuff. Hey. There are a lot of moving parts and factors here. No one person is going to have the information on when this is going to come out and what specifics are on it. So I take all of these with a huge grain of salt, a boulder-sized grain of salt, if you will. But it's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
I just have fun talking about it because, hey, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we see the price split between these, because that would be interesting. I think I would go for if I wouldn't say I hope to see, but if this comes out this way, would you go all digital, or are you like me, still a physical collector in a lot of ways? Because for me, I get a lot of my big ticket games physically, right? Like anything mainline Nintendo is going to be a physical cartridge, but indie, all digital, man. I'm all digital on it. Don't tell Barry, as Barry's going to be on. But yeah, that's, like, these games are. I'm definitely a hybrid collector, but I still collect the physical good.
Yeah. I'm like, when it comes to like, like, I'm kind of with you. Like the Nintendo stuff. I guess my sort of like MO is first party stuff. Like, full price retail releases on Switch, I get them physically because it's a good investment. They don't depreciate in value. I like having them in the collection and all the rest. When it comes to indies, I would say that I'm like, I will, if there's an indie game that is like very special to me personally, I will get the physical version of it to keep it for the collection and stuff. They'll never be able to take it away from me. Games like Night in the Woods, Bug Fables. I have like a handful.
I can see a Bug Snacks
of indie games.
I can see a Bug Snacks.
Yep.
Plushie
little bunger down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I got Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks is one I got physically. There are games that, like, the ones that are very special to me, I will get physically, but it's like, I'm not, like my co-host not all in, Eric, if it's an indie game and there's a physical for it, he's buying it. Like, there are people like that. All power to you,
Yeah.
I can't afford to buy every game physically like that.
I like options, and so
Yeah.
if we're providing a digital only console and it's at a cheaper price, let's do it. Because
Yeah.
I have friends that are completely fully digital since moving to Switch, and they
Same.
love it. And so, hey, why not make the Switch a little cheaper for that? Because it should be. It should be a little cheaper. They're not producing physical cartridges.
Yeah.
Right now, we're getting a steal because for the same price they're getting their digital good, we get a little piece of plastic. All right, we're getting a deal, and we get a cool little box to put it in.
It gets to take up space on our shelf.
It's so cool. So cool. Well, Seth, this was an absolute blast to have you on to talk the news and kind of get your thoughts on some of these things. We'll wrap up the episode here. Man, plug your stuff. Tell us where can people find you on the interwebs?
Sure, I'll be quick. Thanks so much. Always a pleasure to hang out with you, my friend. So thanks for the invite. You can find me on Twitter at $2 Hero, where all of my stuff is found too. I'm part of Carpool Gaming on the Nintendo Drive. All in Media on YouTube. All in a Nintendo podcast on your podcast app of choice. I sporadically do a show called Keep Nintendo Weird as well that you might like. But yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody needs to go check out literally every piece of content Seth has ever put out. That's a lot, actually. But check out his shows, and definitely check out the All In Media. He puts a ton of love into the work he does, and it is all really good.
Thank you.
Longtime friend of the show, and I'm a longtime fan of All In. So and Carpool Gaming. I watched Nintendo Drive when it was actually in a car.
Before I was on it.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for coming on, Seth. I'll quickly plug my stuff here. You can find me gallivanting around on the interwebs over at Andros1 on Twitch and YouTube. And you can also follow the show, Nintendo Pals, on all social media platforms. And as always, links to all of this stuff are going to be in the description of the episode. We'll have links to all of Seth's variety of places. We could write a book with links to Seth's different content.
Yeah, you're right.
But we appreciate you coming on, and thanks to everybody for listening. All right, we'll close it out here. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.